No, how does it work?
Oh, okay. We're live now. All right.
Fucking amateurs. Fucking American amateurs. I don't get this trouble at West Ham Fan TV, I'll tell you. West Ham England Fan TV know what they're fucking doing, you fucking amateurs.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. This is like
literally the best. Sitting here in our underwear.
Best intro ever,
do
man.
that in a pub.
Best intro ever. Holy shit. All right. So if you guys don't know already, I got Wayne with me as my co-host, and if you couldn't hear, Nick's here. Nick from Crossed Hammers.
Yeah, well, you're going to keep me as long as you can. You know what I mean? It depends how good you carry on. You know what I mean?
Oh, shit. All right. I think I had a little too much coffee today. Speaking of coffee, can't never get enough of this stuff. Strava Craft coffee. It's actually organically infused with CBD oil from Denver, Colorado, which is kind of cool. It's really good stuff. It's premium. Super. They take really good care about what they do. Actually, if you tune in to CBS here in America on Sunday, you might catch a little behind the scenes on how they make the coffee and stuff, which is really cool. I'm looking forward to that.
May I just interrupt, boys?
Sure.
An English one is sponsored by English Proper Cup of Tea. None of that foreign coffee crap. DG tips, proper cup of tea. We don't drink that coffee crap over here.
Oh, fuck off, then, man. I was going to send you some, man.
I'm going to say that we down in Texas, we like to appease everyone, or should I say piss off everybody. So I'm actually sponsored by good old Jameson's whiskey, which goes very well with a nice cup of PG or a nice cup of coffee.
I should have known this was going to go down like this today. All right, cool.
I hope your mum's not watching. I hope your mum's not watching, son.
If my father-in-law's watching this, he's going to be, he's going to be cursing all day today. He'll probably switched off already.
Oh, shit. All right. So let's get this started, man, so we can hurry this shit up. No,
I have to turn around backwards for this one.
Whew. Fucking getting hot in here.
We're flying. Let's go.
So, Nick, you're obviously are you from East London? Are you whereabouts you from?
No. Originally, I was born in Reading, like Gonzo.
Out of here. I'm born in Wokingham.
Oh well, yeah, I was Whitley Wood. We're a rough old lot down there, you know.
There you go, totally.
And funny enough, we're Gonzo near Gonzo from Hammer's Chat. But no, I've West Ham all my life. My grandma was born in West Ham, but she lived in Bethnal Green. So I had no choice, to be honest. You know what I mean? I had no choice. West Ham all the way.
Yeah, you have to be, don't you? You have to be. I mean, even if you don't have any family, once you get a sniff of what's available to you, I mean, let's face it, you had a choice of Reading there or West Ham. Come on.
There you go. It weren't much choice. My grandma wouldn't have let me anyway. Do you know what I mean? So it was always West Ham. Funnily enough, my older brother's Aston Villa. Which is claret and blue, obviously, but no, West Ham all the way. I think if you look at my old photos and that, you'll see a picture of me with the FA Cup back in 1980, you know, and with the old.
Oh my God!
I got the basin haircut and all that, and so you know, you're stuck with me. You know what I mean? I'm stuck with them, and they're stuck with me. I'm afraid, even though they try and get rid of me enough times. You know what I mean? I didn't say that, but I'm still here. Do you know what I mean? I'm still here, and I ain't going anywhere. You know,
I heard you go to a lot of away matches, but when did you first start going to the Boleyn, like on a regular basis?
Well, funnily enough, I moved around quite a lot as a kid, so and money is a big issue. You can't always go, but I've always been majority away matches. I went far more away matches than home matches back in the 80s and 90s. My first game I went to would have been the London Fives. I don't know if you know about that. We used to have a five-a-side competition. And that would have been about 81, 82, something like that. And I was already a West Ham fan already, you know, but that was it. But then I started going away. And when you get older, 15, 16, you start going on your own, you know. So I went to a lot of the away games. But back then it was a bit different. I'm pleased it's changed now because I can take my sons and my grandkids to the football. But back in the day, I used to go to away games. Now, I was living up north. I've lived all over the country. And I used to, I have many stories, from away games, funny enough, because many a game I didn't get to.
Now, I wonder why that might be, Nick.
No, I'm never in trouble. No, it's like I've stories left, right, centre. Leeds away is a great one for me. I remember getting off at the station. Now you remember I'm not coming with all the West Ham fans, so I'm making my own way to these places. You know what I mean? And I remember getting chased at Leeds, and I ended up at the cricket ground, nowhere near the fucking football ground. But, I wasn't. I wasn't in the sanctity of the West Ham family, as it were. So I'd make my own way. And then when we were leaving grounds, I had to break the police lines, because I wasn't going back to the station where they were going. I was going somewhere else. You know what I mean? So I'm jumping off the police lines with all sorts of characters you can imagine. You know, trying to get out of the. So I like to say, I have a lot of stories, but I'll save them for my book.
Nick, did you find that boxing helped you out a lot? I mean, I know
I was just going to say that.
Boxer.
You know what?
Did it coincide? Like you?
No, well, let me
in the boxing.
Be honest with you. I fought in a ring. That's where I did my fighting. If someone wanted to fight me, they're in for a shot. But we'd fight in a ring. I wouldn't fight. The boxing's where you fight. You know what I mean? In the gym, not in the streets for me. But I'm saying when I was 15, 16, 17, things were inevitable when you had to do things. But now, for me, boxing, it's a sport. We don't do. It's my living. It's been my living 20 years, to be honest with you. So, I'm not going to fight on the streets. I'll be honest with you. It ain't going to happen. Well, I did give a Chelsea fan a good lump one year. You know what I mean?
Good for you, man. Good on you.
But
that was my granddad's the boxing the Mills family. They were big time in the boxing. Remember an old boxer called Freddie Mills? I
most certainly do. Freddie Mills was great. I think I've got a DVD of his in the other room, actually.
Get out of here! That's my granddad's cousin. So,
is it?
I mean, and a big old Millwall supporter as well, unfortunately. Yeah. But my granddad, his older brothers were big Millwall supporters, and of course, all boxers in his family. They used to beat the living shit out of my granddad because he was the youngest brother, and he ended up supporting West Ham because he found it was the best way to get back at his brothers.
It's a great, it's a great sport. I've luckily had quite a lot of success with my boxers. Not myself personally, I'm shit. You know what I mean? But my boy, I think I've actually got up here. This is a golden glove.
Get out of here!
National golden glove. That was my youngest son's. He boxed for England. Normally, I get a lad every year box. For the national titles, not just regional. So he'd win the regional golden gloves, as you call it, and then he'd go on to the national golden gloves. So we always have a bit of success, to be fair. And it's my life. I'll be honest, it's my passion. You know what I mean? It's my work. 20 years. West Ham's my release from work. You know what I mean?
Do you have a home gym, or do you?
I do. No, I have a gym in Burnley. It's called Sandygate ABC. I took over it with another lad about 20 years ago. And it's gone from strength to strength, we had I had a 2-year plan with another coach to get a national champion, and we got it in 2 years. It just happened to be my youngest, but then every year from then I've normally had one lad win a national golden glove. So it's good for a little club in Burnley, because I'm in, of course, I'm in Burnley, which is 300 mile, about 300 mile away from West Ham, and so we do okay for a little mill town. We do okay.
Well, Neil, what do you think about all this concentration now on the MMA stuff? I mean, I've got to be honest with you, I can't get into it. I really can't get into it. It just seems a bit savage to me. It feels like the back alleys of Upton Park to me.
Yeah, MMA is not my cup of tea. I'll be honest. We had quite a famous MMA fighter coming to my gym. I took him on the pads a few times. Michael Bisping, who's a UFC champion. He was from round here, and he was actually a really nice bloke. This was pre-MMA. He was looking to make some money, and he came into the gym, and he was a cracking bloke. I remember it like yesterday. But it's not my cup of tea. But it's fighting. To be fair, and my son, he boxed for England, boxed in the Tri-Nations, and then he gave it all up. And he has got MMA now. He's a footballer now, and he's coming over your way, Boston way, by the look of it. So
good.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. I think he's got signed up as a player for Boston Siege.
Oh, Boston Siege. That's funny. That's my my. All right, so I started a club back in 2013. We were in the 4th division, and we were called Greater Lowell United. Long story, I moved on to a different club. It was the thing I created. It turned into something I hated because I had to bring someone else in who had money to help it continue. So I said, fuck you, I'm out, start another club. My partner in that next club is now, he's the one that started Boston Siege. So yeah, so I know the Boston Siege very well, very well.
Well, hopefully, I know he's been over to England, and he's just come over this week as someone from Boston Siege, and
they play in the National League.
Yeah, well, my lad he was at Salford City for a little while, and then they released every one of the kids they had actually when they got to 21. Yeah, and you know, he's a decent little player, but we'll see how he gets on. You know. Anyway, you've not got me on here to talk about that crappy.
Yeah, how did we get onto that lot?
Yeah, I mentioned it actually.
West Ham's a fight, isn't it? Like, West Ham's all about fighting anyway. Is it we're fighting for survival all the time? Is it? So it doesn't matter whether it's on the field or off the field. We always seem to be like moaning and fighting, one or the other.
I was just trying to get a background because basically I was trying to get a lead into how Crossed Hammers came all about, man. You know, when did you decide to start that, and how did it all come together?
Well, I'm a memorabilia collector. I'll be honest with you. You know, this is actually my office, but the flags actually cover stock, so my missus don't go too mad. You know what I mean? So all around me over here, I've got just literally loads of memorabilia. I've got like, you know, the 1958 team sign, you know, the whole team sign, including Ted Fenton, the manager. I've got any bit you can imagine. I've even got Jeff Pike's testimonial fruit bowl. You know what I mean? Which is
my god!
Wow!
But it just shows, along with all the other stuff. But I've always collected, and I've always had so much of it. But me and my missus had a season ticket longer than me. My missus had a season ticket 20 odd years, 30 odd years. Now she's moved up here to live with me up here. God for her sins. And she looked at all my stuff in my house and went, "Fucking hell!" Now this girl, she don't swear at all. And she just went, "Fucking hell! You are not taking all that to the new house." So I've started selling it, and I've sold it for years, and you sell stuff to make stuff, you know what I mean, you know, and to get better collection yourself. But I've been quite privy over the years to get some lovely pieces under there. I've got Trevor Sinclair's Mark Noble testimonial shirt. Now Trevor gave me we have mutual friends in the boxing world, you see, so my mate had a word with him, Trevor. I've met Trevor a few times. He's a lovely bloke. And after the testimonial, I got called to come up to a gym in Blackpool. So I went to this gym in Blackpool, and he gave me this piece. Now, they're priceless. You know, a testimonial shirt. You know, I've got a few Tony Carr ones there as well. But Mark Noble's testimonial shirt, they don't come across. I've been offered £500 for it. I won't sell it. But they're the little bits I like. I like the obscure pieces more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, I had so much stock, so I started the Crossed Hammers just to, you know, to get rid of it. I was going to open it, was going to do a bit more than it did. Not just memorabilia, but I'm not clever enough to make a forum or anything like that. But it's got the away days, which which is what I got trouble for, I'll be honest with you. Some of the content on that was a bit, well, I thought it was harmless, but in this day and age, it's seen as not. You know, it's okay for
it's spicy.
Well, to me, all the hypocrisy of it all. I don't know if you watched Tottenham versus Man City, which was a cracking game in the cup. Absolutely brilliant game. Fair play to them. But for the last 20 minutes, all I could hear was "Yid Army, Yid Army, Yid Army." Yeah, if you have a little thing that says "Yid Army" on something West Ham, you get slated. And the world's going mad over it all now, you know what I mean? And I think, well, if the word's bad, then the Tottenham fans should be bloody done. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I agree 100% with you. It's like, I'm sick and tired of having to call Tottenham supporters spuds instead of yids. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Well, I've got a Chelsea, mate. It's a season ticket, away season ticket, funnily enough, for Chelsea. Calls me a pikey. I call him a rent boy. You know, we've done that for years and years. I keep taking the piss out of him. He takes the piss out of me. And the world's gone crazy sometimes, you know what I mean? And I'm, you know, I don't get that part of it, but that's what I hoped Crossed Hammers would be. I started doing a little bit of a blog, but that got too much hard work. I'll leave it to the Hammers Chat Boys and the West Ham TV. But you see, I know, you know, I've got to know them over the years. I've been on holiday with Nicky, Scotty, Nick's brother. You know, we went over to Kos one year. That was good. With Tom Down, another cracking character from West Ham, and Bez, you know, all good lads. And we all went on holiday. And And then, you know, I got to meet Gio. Gio came round. They all come and sit with me, to be honest. Yeah, I watched them.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, they all come and sit with me. I don't know what it is. You know what I mean? Maybe it's my charm and wit. You know what I mean?
Well, actually, it's funny because when you were coming on, I tweeted something out, and the first reply I got back, I said, you know, any questions for Nick? And Gio sent something back to me. He says, let's find out how many times he's going to say, do you know what I mean in the video?
Yeah. Listen, you can tell Hamish McFucking Hammer to fuck off if he wants to be next to me. You know what I mean?
Oh, shit.
That's why I called him on the away day. I gave him the question about which is his best away day, and he gave some bullshit answer. I'll tell you his best away day. It was Newcastle. We were all there. We know what happened. It was Newcastle.
Yeah, he said City, right? Or
yeah, he's talking.
But he did say. I think he did say Newcastle too. I don't know. He took. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's funny that everyone sort of are still, you know, friends. You know, so I have been on the boats. It's not my cup of tea, to be honest. I have been on the boats. It's right as a one-off, but I wouldn't do it every week for myself. But it's great what they do there. That's brilliant. And the Hammers Chat lads are just brilliant. Ryan's cracking, you know what I mean?
I met him at Queen's Head. Yeah, I talked to him for a good half an hour, man, at Queen's Head after the last home game of the season, and he was really just open to talk, man. And he knows his shit too.
They've been going to West Ham, you know. They've been going there as kids, and to be honest, they're all Canning Town lads, you know. Even though they've all moved out now, they all used to grow up in Canning Town, and they're absolute great lads. Like I said, the first time I got involved with them, he's the Bolin when they first started. I love what they were doing, and they were really new back then. So I started giving them giving them some tickets, you know, for matches to give away as prizes. At Norwich City, I think it was a friendly or something like that. Anyway, and then as soon as I met them there, and that was it. We were pally, and that was it. And it's the West Ham family. I watch you guys, and I listen to it, and I can see sometimes you got the frustration when speaking to some of the other West Ham fans to get across what it's about. Now, it ain't about winning the fucking championships and the leagues and all that. We're shit. Like Wayne said, we're shit. You know what I mean? Now, I've no problem with being shit as long as it's degrees of shit, isn't it? You know what I mean? If they want to put it, and they put it in, but, you know, it's always been about... you know, enjoying it and having a laugh. Now, it's horrible that we've left our old ground, but we have left it. And as much as I hate, you know, I don't hate the new ground, but as much as I don't like it compared to the old ground, we're here now. But nothing's changed that much for me. I'm still meeting my friends before the game. I'm still drinking with my friends before the game. I'm still meeting my friends afterwards after the game. I'm still watching shit West Ham get beat fucking 2-0 off Everton. You know what I mean? You know, I don't even know if Lukaku fucking scored this time, but he's not even there now. But that's not changed for me. All the troubles what we've had and all that is well documented. But you know, and it's the owners, and everyone has a different view and take on how the owners are doing what they're doing in the club. Personally, I think they're the cleverest fuckers I've ever met in my life. I think they know exactly what they're doing. I think it's very good marketing. I think everything I said, the Claret and Blue Day was a stroke of genius. We've got a shitload of old kits. If you go back the last 3 or 4 years, they've always had a sale this time of year. You know, home kits, because they're getting rid of them because they've got a new kit coming out in 2 months. Do you know what I mean? So they ain't doing us any favours. Yeah. And they're not putting any wool over our eyes. Celebrating a fucking carpet. It's a fucking carpet. It looks better. Don't get me wrong. It looks better. It looks better, but it's still a fucking carpet. It does
look better. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but it's still a fucking carpet.
It does.
It's still a fucking
It was
carpet,
smart.
though,
It was smart. I mean, we had about 20 of us down the pub, and I don't know who put the chant up on Twitter about, you know, we got carpet, Claret carpet. We were all fucking singing it down the pub. And
Karen Brady wrote that.
Right blast. We had a total blast, and you know what? And so what? And when Antonio went there, scored that goal, and went over and laid down and rubbed the carpet, funny. I tell you what, we pissed our pants. We totally pissed our pants. It was one of the best goal celebrations I've seen in bloody years.
Well, I think this song was ironic. You know, they were being ironic to the highest degree. Yep. Do you know what I mean? I think Antonio's a real... they were. He's been... I just had to explain it for Tim being American. He ain't got the same humour as us, you know what I mean? Then you're still watching Monty fucking Python, mate. You know what I mean? You know, Antonio's a cracking character as well. He must be cracking in the dressing room. You know what I mean? And you know, it was a bit of fun. Now, but going back to all you want is your West Ham to give 100%. Antonio does, to be fair on him, 100%. Give it everything they've got. That's all you want. That's all you really want. You know, you pay your money, and that's what it is. You know, I have my home and away season tickets. I've missed the odd home game due to I can't do Mondays, obviously, because I work. It's too far to do in one day. But I don't miss many games a season, and I'll pay my money every. You know, I've renewed. You know, we've renewed already, and it doesn't matter what division we're in. I'll still renew. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was very frowned upon. But one of the first seasons when we'd gone up to the new stadium, I actually thought it'd be better if we went down one year, and it would get rid of a lot of the negativity, the ones who don't always come, who don't always, you know, show the face at West Ham, and we'd have started. It seemed we had a clean slate. You know, it wouldn't have suited them. Division 1 football or whatever you call it now, Championship football, and it didn't happen. You know, thankfully it didn't, because Premiership's where the money's in, and you struggle. But part of me did, because I would have enjoyed my football a lot more again, because you do enjoy the, you know, the going away, different places, and winning the odd game. You know what I mean? Does help a little bit. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. You know, but I'm not being funny. If you support West Ham, you're not there for all the wins, are you? You know what I mean? You know, it's like the Boston Red Sox, and they waited 80 years for a fucking World Series. You know what I mean?
Seriously,
yeah.
So we don't have to wait 80 years for an FA Cup. But one of my mates, he says, Arsenic, why you bothers to support West Ham?
Was he a fucking idiot?
That's what I think he is. But no, seriously though. I mean, there's a lot of supporters out there that look at West Ham and say, why do these idiots bother support a team that really only ever makes it mid-table? What would you? How would you answer that question for people?
Well, I'll tell you what, the moments of glory are worth it. If you supported Chelsea's, Man City's, Man United's, Arsenal's, Juventus, Real Madrid's, Barcelona, they must be sick to death of fucking winning every week. You know, where's the ups and lows? It just, we won again today. We won again today. You know what I mean? You that's the family part of West Ham as well. We don't win every week, but when we have that one game, and it could be the most obscure game you've ever been to in your life, and it gives you all the ups and downs. I'll tell you what, recently we had the Man United game. We were at Manchester United, and I'll tell you what, we all left that stadium happy as Larry. But we got beat, but it wasn't. The performance was there. It was end-to-end football. It was good fun. There was moments here, there, and if I saw a team just doing Man City week, I know Man City season ticket holders, and they've said they sort of miss the old days, and they don't. They love the fact that they're winning all the time and winning, but they also miss that lows and highs. What come up, we're coming up and down. Winning a cup, we win an FA Cup, it means something. Chelsea, Arsenal, whoever, Man United win an FA Cup, it doesn't mean fuck all. It's another tick on the board to them now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we've still got that at West Ham, like you would have if you're a third division club or a second division club. We've still got that, where that one win can make the world of it. My favourite game, it always shocks people. It was away, and I think it was a Tuesday night in the early 90s, Stockport County away, in the pissing rain. It fucking threw it down. And Ian Dowie scored one of these on YouTube and all that. Ian Dowie scored the best own goal I've ever seen in my life. Header, right in front of us. It was a rocket of a shot. But what got me at that game is we were behind the goal. We were getting piss wet through. And some of the posh lads had the cover over in the corner, and they were like, and they spent most of the game taking the piss out of us. You know, and it was just so good. It was so, you know what I mean? And it did, and we didn't. I don't even think we won. I can't remember now. I think it was 1-0 to them or 1-1. It was on Sky or whatever, early days of Sky or whatever, or the TV. And that's West Ham. I left that, and I'm 46 years old, and I still remember that bloody. I know I don't look at Tim, do I, son? You know what I mean? But you know. They're the games I remember, and they're special. There was a Barnsley away one day. I love that, you know. And these aren't big clubs; these are little tiny clubs. You know, I think Stockport's out of league now, but and the feeling of winning and losing, and for me, that's West Ham. I wouldn't want to support the big boys. You know what I mean? Quite frankly, you know, it's easy to support Man United or Man City. It's very easy, especially for you guys as well. The Americans who support West Ham who have just got it picked. You know, listen, we do it for the baseball, American football. The only reason I support the Red Sox is that, you know, as you know, people say, is my family's all in Boston. You know what I mean? In Brockton and Randolph, and yeah, they're all there. And I've been going since my first baseball game was 1984. Now, but you know, you pick your team. Do you know what I mean? You've picked your team, and you'll have you'll find a connection. It could be any connection. I've spoke to David Lang.
Yeah, Dave. Yeah,
he came now to drink at the Cart and Horses, and you know, he didn't want the Man Cities of the world. He wanted the West Hams of the world.
Yeah.
So,
Cam from Tampa. He's actually in the chat room right now.
Oh, yeah, Cameron Bixby. Yeah, I've had a beer with him. He actually, Les made me laugh. You know, he actually got his ticket from me.
No shit.
He actually got it from me. Yeah, it was West Ham Fan TV. But let me tell you now, they got it from fucking me. Do you know what I mean? He stood next to me. He was stood next to me. I'll tell you, any Americans come over, I'm going to give you a few tips here because you can get quite misinformed. And you know, I'm a fan. I don't get any gain from anything. I don't get any hotel deals or any of that shit. Yeah, let me tell you now. You want a ticket? Get yourself on the Facebook and the Twitter. Be friends with the likes of Baz Cox. Baz, who does wonders for Isla Campbell, Dylan Tom, Tobias 38, DT 38. You know, chat to Baz. Chat to Baz. He's the loveliest bloke you're ever going to meet in your life.
Yep.
Chat to Baz, and I tell you what, all you got to do, he'll get you a ticket. He'll charge you less than the club will charge because it'll be from someone. He won't be getting in trouble for it, but it'll be from someone's season ticket, and they won't make money off a real West Ham fan. Also, you bung him a few quid for the good cause. He's happy, you're happy. Or there's others in the world. There's Halifax, a well-known West Ham fan called Halifax, Mark. He always can get tickets. There's always tickets about. You know, but if you're coming over from America, do that. Contact these guys. Make friends with them. Make friends with me. I've sorted out tickets for Cameron. He got them from me. Many of the lads, you know, they get them from all over. Be friends with them. Don't go through the club. You'll be paying 100 quid or 80 quid for a ticket. You can get 25 to 30 quid, and you'll get looked after. You know, you'll get to go to places.
I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure it out when I went over last year, and I was asking Jack Collison, because the guy from the Boston Siege I mentioned, me and him ran a soccer camp over here, and we invited Jack Collison over here a couple of years ago, and I reached out to him and said, hey, how the hell do I figure out this ticket mess? And he's like, I got you sorted. When are you going to be here? And he hooked me up. So that was, you know, a once in a lifetime thing.
You know, I'll be honest, you know, you're not going to come on mass, you know what I mean? So I know when Cameron came, he left his mum and he came with the boys, you know what I mean? And, you know, you make friends. People look after you. You know what I mean? Hey, listen, I'll be anyone's friend. You buy me a pint of Guinness, I'm your friend for life. You know what I mean?
Oh, there you go. There you go. It'd be nice. I mean, it'd be nice someday for you know, in the near future, if we could get like a bloody great big group of all of these American hammers and just bring a bloody great big group over. Would be nice just once to do it. Yeah, just once to do it.
Yeah, I suppose it's all the costs of things, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're realizing that there's a lot more West Ham fans here in America than we realized. You know, I mean, Lee, my regular co-host, he told me that there's probably less than 10,000. You know, they're all plastic here, and they're all, you know, Chelsea, Manchester United. You know, they're all Liverpool, and you're not going to find many West Ham fans here. And I'm like, well, that's it. Let's do this show and let's find them. Let's find every fucking American West Ham fan we can find. Well, and so far, there's groups that I didn't even know existed. You know, even if it's 5 people or 10 people or 20 people, there's a lot of groups here. And there's also a lot of people who just don't live near groups or don't have the time to go, you know, or they work on Saturdays or whatever the case may be. There's a lot more fans here than 10,000 for sure.
I went to a Revs game.
I'm sorry for you.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that as well.
Yeah, listen, let me finish. There's a couple of things I'll tell you. First thing is, I went to a Revs game. I ain't going to one ever fucking get in my life.
Neither am I.
That place is in a shithole area. Harrison, New Jersey is not a very nice place to be in.
No, it's Foxborough, Mass.
Foxborough. I went. Yeah. Gillette. Is it Gillette?
Oh, you went to a Revs game. I thought you said Red Bulls. Oh, that's even worse. A fucking Revs game? That's even worse.
You've had too much sun, mate. You've had too much sun. You've had too much sun. It's fucking hell. Boston. Look at the flag.
Dallas.
Hell. Fucking hell. Hold on. Where me fucking hell? Look, Boston. Fucking hell. So I went to the New York Revs game. I wouldn't go again, I'll be honest. I really wouldn't. You know what I mean? But I took all my family, American family. Now, they've had West Ham tops since the day we were born. So there was about 8 of us, all in West Ham tops. And I was surprised how many came over and spoke. Because they obviously did many, you know, look, oh, it's West Ham, it's West Ham. And they knew who we were. Do you know what I mean? They knew who the club was. And that surprised me. I'll tell you what else surprised me. I paid 10, Brady and Sullivan, you want to fucking listen to this? I paid $10 fucking for my ticket. I got a fucking hot dog. I got a fucking beer. And I got some fucking nachos and all. $10 fucking. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give them that much. But it's a fucking massive. It's like Olympic Stadium, the same capacity, but they only get 10,000 fans. So it's fucking a dust bowl. It's empty, and they tarp over the seats that that they don't use, and it's just no atmosphere. There's this little fucking drum corps. It makes you feel like you're watching a high school football match. I mean, American football match, and it's just fucking horrible.
But you got some good stadiums. I mean, Tim, we went to an FC Dallas game down at Dallas, and that's a good stadium. And we've got a couple of lads who are Dallas Hammers that actually play professionally for FC Dallas. I didn't even bloody know about.
Right.
This kid's been coming to our Dallas Hammers meetups in a pub for nearly 2 years, and my mate Adam turns around and he goes, "Oh yeah, you know." Eduardo, he's playing for the team tonight, so he's not drinking. I'm like, what team's he playing for? He goes, FC Dallas, of course.
Yeah,
I'm like, what do you mean? He says he's been starting for the last 7 matches. I'm like, I didn't bloody know that.
A couple years ago, not a couple years ago, Jesus, a decade ago. No, more than a decade ago. My fucking brain, fucking shit.
It's all right, mate. Listen,
1996. How many decades ago is that? Jesus Christ.
You're getting nervous, mate.
I'm not good at math.
You got a proper fucking West Ham star here now. None of these fucking posh boys who write books and fucking who speak with a Scottish accent. Or who's the other one? The one who's a bit fucking Russian. I can't remember his name.
The Russian geezer?
Mike Manera, whatever his fucking name.
Oh, Mike Manera, yeah. Mikel.
Dodgy mustache guy?
He was fun. Oh yeah, that's like
yeah.
No,
if you're still watching Monty Python humor, yeah, you're all right, mate. It make me laugh.
God. So anyway, 1996. 1996. I went to the Gillette Stadium, which is where they play the fucking Revolution, or whatever, and they sold the fucking place out because Palmeiras from Brazil was playing, and I had a Brazilian exchange student at the time, so he wanted to go. And I was thinking, oh yeah, there's probably like 10,000 people there, and they play the Revs. And they fucking smashed them, of course. But yeah, fucking the whole stadium was filled. There was people in the parking lot. It looked bigger than a Patriots game. I mean, there was so many fucking people in the parking lot, mostly Brazilians, but still, because there's a lot of Brazilians in Massachusetts.
I was going to say Boston. You got a lot. Mass, you got a lot of Brazilians. You know, what I mean, I know from Brockton. You know what I mean, Cape Verdeans.
My wife's half Brazilian.
Oh, yeah. Well, funnily enough, I've got a Brazil story as well. Funnily enough.
Hey, I'm assuming this is Gio because it's
enough,
the live chat right now. You know what I mean?
Fucking Hamish Buckhammer. I thought he was still on his bus trying to drive home all the way to fucking. He gets a bus, you know, fucking bus.
I couldn't do that.
That's
bus, no. A train maybe, but
fucking. Bus. You know what I mean, Hamish Buckhammer? You fucking cheapskate. Get a fucking plane. Anyway, talking about famous West Ham fans, even though he doesn't actually know he's a West Ham fan, is one of the boys on this T-shirt. He's a member of the West Ham Metalheads. Little plug there. It's Billy Milano from SOD. He lives in Houston, Texas. He lives.
Is he a West Ham fan?
Now that's one of them ear bleeding bands, isn't it?
Don't give me that shit. You know
okay. Goodbye, guys.
I have a machine head tattoo on my arm.
All right.
They're reuniting with the original lineup. They sold out the Brixton Academy already for their December or November show within 4 hours because they're bringing the original lineup back for the 25th anniversary of their album Burn My Eyes. So that's awesome.
I thought they were connected with Violence. Remember Violence?
Yeah. Phil, actually, this lead singer and the ex-guitarist, the most recent ex-guitarist, were both in Violence together.
See, I'm showing my age then. I'm showing
Weren't
my
they an opening act for Bananarama one year?
You know what's funny enough? You're not gonna believe this, Wayne, but Lee was really looking forward to this episode because he actually I didn't even know this about Lee, but he's a fucking metalhead.
Oh, is he? Yeah.
I couldn't fucking believe it. I know. I'm like, no way. You? And he was naming off all these fucking bands. I'm like, no way. Holy shit. But
it surprises a few. You know, I'm normally Lacoste'd up. You know, I've got the Lacoste shirt. I normally look, but I'm old school thrash metal. You know, I'm old school. You know, it's all early Metallica, early Anthrax, Violence. You know, SOD, MOD. I'm a friend of Billy. Billy's a good man. I've Skyped him a few times. He's a top man. He's coming over soon. Quite controversial, but he's a top man. I made him an honorary member of the Metalheads, you know, so he had no choice. But
how did that? Yeah,
not just from a concert, you know what I mean. You know, the Metalheads. Let me tell you, the Metalhead, any West Ham American, you're coming over soon. You know, you've got to get to the Cart and Horses because they're closing in July or.
Blimey.
They're closing, but we don't know exactly what's happening. We don't know whether they're revamping it. As long as it doesn't come back as a gastro pub or any of that shit, you know what I mean?
Oh shit!
Fuck. And that's like a historic landmark. You can't fucking do that.
Oh, yeah. Well, the landlord there, Castro's done such a good job keeping it and reviving it. And as soon as I set foot in the place, I said, "Look, can we bring the West Ham Metalheads here?" Then when Nikki from West Ham and Ryan from West Ham TV needed a venue, I had a word with Castro. I said, "Look, can bring the boys here?" And he says, yeah. You know, I think Dan had kittens because of the fucking tube kept on going past it. You know what I mean? But but it was great and welcoming. But it's full of memorabilia for any Iron Maiden fan or any rock fan. If you like Maiden or any, you know, you go there. It's just full wall to wall of stuff. Now we're hoping. You know, I spoke to Castro on Saturday that, you know, it'll come back as an Iron Maiden pub still. You know what I mean? So the West Ham Metalheads have got to find a new home as well. I don't know what I'm going to do about that yet, but we'll find something.
There's not many options though over in Stratford though that would fit metal really.
No, well, you know, I'm sure I can find somewhere. You know, that's what I mean. It's such a shame because I'll be honest. If you've ever been to the Cart and Horses,
I have. I went there last season. Yeah.
Where it's situated, you know what I mean? He ain't going to do well as a bloody gastro pub there, is he? You know what I mean? You know, that's the only thing that draws you there is the connection it's got and the, you know, and the memorabilia and the feel of the place. And especially when he has the live bands on. So it'd be a shame when that's gone. I'm hoping it comes back. Castro said he's hoping it's all going to come back as normal, just a bit more safer.
Is it just, Nick, is it just another step in the progression of the death of the Great British Pub? Is that what it is? Or is it just like the area's just like changing so much?
Well, no, do you know what, mate? You're probably not wrong there, Wayne. You know what I mean? It probably is a little death of that. Live music, you know what I mean? People don't go and support it enough, and you've got to support the live music for the pubs to flourish. It's not a gentrified area. Do you know what I mean? We're talking, you know, or something. It's been gentrified and Hackney, Wick, and all around there. You know, it's all got a bit fancy dancy, you know, and that brings in a different clientele. But that end of you know, near Maryland and that Leytonstone is not it's not it's a shithole, you know what I mean? It's you know, it's there's nothing else to want you to make you go there, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, mate.
So it's a shame. I hope to God. I think it'd still be a pub, but if they've got these they've got these grand ideas on that block, actually, a bit further down towards that. You know, they've got a fancy Thai restaurant there, but I've walked past it for the last 3 months. I've never seen anyone in it. Do you know what I mean? And you know, I'm hoping.
You ever talk to? Well, there's a pub further away from the Stratford Center. There's so basically, you know, what the fuck is it? It's called the Greyhound. You ever been to the Greyhound?
The Greyhound.
So it's further. It's I forgot the name of that fucking road, but basically I stayed across from the Greyhound. It was the first pub that I saw from where I was staying at some Airbnb a West Ham flag. So I went there and I hung out with the owners. Super cool, super nice. They're 100% West Ham. And then they were pissed because they actually came from someplace back closer to Upton Park that it wasn't called the Greyhound. It was something else before that. And then they were saying, oh, we have moved over here to try to get closer to the action. But there's the closer you get to the stadium, the more expensive the rent is and everything else and whatnot. So they were trying, but it wasn't. I mean, there was like 6 or 7 West Ham fans in there, and there was like nobody else the first night I went there. And then the next couple nights when there was actually game on, it was pretty packed, which was nice. But there was plenty of space inside. There's a little outside patio. It's right on a main road. If you follow that main road, on the left-hand side would be Queen's Head, and then you hit the Stratford Center. So whatever road that is, I don't know.
I'm just having a look now, actually, as you speak.
But check that place out because that was cool.
Actually,
Queen's Head was cool. I mean, I went there. I also went to, like you said, Cart and Horses because I was hanging out for the second match. I was hanging out with a couple Germans and a couple Norwegians, and they're like, "Oh no, we got to go to Cart and Horses. It's fucking the home of Maiden. Let's go." And
well, the Queen's Head has a revamp. I don't know when did you come last, Tim?
The last 2 home games last year.
All right, it's probably okay. It changed to it used to be an Irish pub. The Queen's Head, then they changed it, and but they're not gonna. It's not gonna cater for us lot. Do you know what I mean? It's but that's where we go there. Well, my missus goes there sometimes. She don't always want to be seen with me. You know what I mean? So
well, that's understandable.
Yeah. There and Black Bull as well, but it gets very, very busy. Now I'll be honest with you. My big thing is when I want a pint of Guinness, I want it in a glass. I don't want it in plastic. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that limits a lot of the pubs, Stratford High Street and the Westfield's a joke. I ain't going in there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I might look a little bit further afield. I might start, I don't know, going towards Poplar end, I think, or I don't know yet, or Bow. Might go Bow.
See, I haven't been home since 2006. That was the last time I was back in London. So, I mean, it's been bloody donkey's years. I mean, I'd be lost there. I'd be absolutely bleeding lost. Yeah,
it changes so much, doesn't it? It's the same as anywhere, and it's one of them, and it. Well, as you could, if you don't go, we can all moan about these pubs what are closed down. It's like the Queen's and the Bowling and all that. If it meant that, we should be there now. You should go and have a bit now. You know what I mean? Before the game. Personally, I didn't go in there. It was too packed for me, and I used to go with my son, and I didn't take my son to the pub. I'd go and do other stuff with him. And so it wasn't my hangout. You know what I mean? But if you really wanted to, you'd go.
I miss more than anything else from back home. It's not a pub. I miss a decent bloody pie mash. That's what I miss more than anything bloody else.
Well, the good thing about Cart and Horses was a bit further up at Leytonstone High Street, a lot further up, was Noted Pioneer, which is my favourite pie mash shop. The staff there are rude, which is brilliant. That's what I want. I don't want no dolly bird serving me. I want some moody mare giving me grief. You know what I mean? There you go, and it's beautiful. But so there's.
I went there once. I got to tell you another one you're talking about. I pulled a plaster out of a pie once there.
That'll be about right. But you know what? It's the best one for me. That one.
Yeah.
Another pie mash shop, West Ham one, shut down. It used to be called Traditional or EastEnders. I think it was Traditional, and they call themselves, on the Barking Road. I used to go there. I didn't go to Nathan's. I'll be honest, Nathan's was all right. I used to go years ago, but for the last 10 years, I never went there. It wasn't that good, to be honest, if you like your pie and mash. So I'd go further down the Barking. It was
good when I used to go with my granddad. It was good. And then I'd say my last 5 years, which was like probably like late 80s, I thought it started going downhill in the late 80s.
Yeah,
to be quite honest.
You're about right. I did a blog once for the Pie and Mash Society, picked up on it. It was about places to eat after moving to Stratford. That's worth finding if you get it. It's quite funny.
Yeah.
I love it. My missus sits there and just has a cup of tea. She can't stand the stuff. You know what I mean? But for me, it's just.
I love it.
It's old. It's just food. What's meant to do? It's meant to fill you up for the day, and that's it. It's not fancy. It's not for me. It's comfort food, to be honest. So I've always had it, and it just great. And that's another part is, you know, these things they're all going, but we don't go in them. If you don't go and use them, they're going to be gone, you know. So, and on art, I can say as much time as I can. Every time I go down London, I'll try and find a pie and mash shop. Do you know what I mean? Gonzo, I hope you're playing a, you know what I mean, drinking game. If so, I bet you're pissed as a fart. Geo even.
Yeah.
Know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
I think he is. Oh, shit. So let's talk a little bit more about how did you hook up with Wayne in those videos and how that all started and come about?
Well, Wayne, you mean Batman?
Batman, sorry. Yeah, no, not Wayne, the other one.
What are you giving his cover for?
Oh, shit.
I don't know.
The first time I saw it, I thought, this guy's a fucking lunatic. I love it.
I'll tell you about Wayne. He's one of the West Ham characters. Wayne is a great bloke. He's West Ham through and through. A lot of people don't know he was involved with a lot of moving the seats at the old ground when we were at Boleyn, when I think it was the Bobby Moore lower changed to seating. Or they were moving something. I can't remember exactly what it was because my missus was Bobby Moore lower, but at the top. And a load of people had to lose their seats, and he fought tooth and nail. He's been a fighter for good for a long time. You know what I mean? Wayne's is a top bloke. But the first time I met Wayne, I think he saw me. I was with my missus, and straight away I think he turned around to me and says, "You're fucking punching," which means I'm punching above my weight, which is true, to be fair on him. He's a real character, and what it was, he did a few of these videos, and he did one, and it went viral, and it went mad. It was a Tottenham one, I think. He'd gone mad, and the Tottenham fans had actually taken on it and pushed it like mad. And I said to him, mate, you know, you've got to try and look at little, uniform in it, so you get, all the hits and all the everything. And Wayne's no, he won't mind me saying, but he's fucking useless at doing stuff on the computer, you know. So, and I said, look, we'll team up, we'll have a go. We're going to do a season review at the end of the year, but I've got a plan for it. Yeah, we're going to go down there. We're going to meet down West Ham somewhere, and I'm just going to get the missus to film, and we're going to start from the start of the season with like Jaeger bombs and booze, and we're just going to get pissed every couple of minutes, and we're going to do this season review. So by the time we get to about April or May, we should be absolutely legless. But Wayne is a top bloke. Now, he's another one who's this generation of snowflakes and all that. He is who he is. He swears. You're not. You see the way he is with his boys. You're not seeing more loving father. But he swears, and he's a bit anti.
He's smoking in the car.
I love that.
I love that.
When I started trying to do the editing and trying to learn, I started putting NHS warnings.
Yeah, I love that. I love those edits, man.
Yeah. He always has a little fag there, doesn't he? So, but he is an absolute great bloke. Another one of the characters, like I've mentioned like the Baz. I'll tell you, the first time I come across Baz. Now, it's funny because you got to remember there's always been 40,000 going to West Ham. And if you don't go in the drinking the pubs, I was bringing my children up. I didn't go into the pubs a lot on the home games, So I never come across Baz. And the first time I come across Baz Cox was Mark Noble's testimonial. And we were near the dugout. I was quite privy to get into the players' bar and all sorts afterwards. And about 5 rows behind me at the front of the stand, I heard this bloke kept singing. He was on his own. Now that was a great day. I'll be honest. It was an absolute great day. And I'm looking behind. And there's a big old Baz, big old boy with his beard. Yeah. And he just had me in stitches. I think it was with his mate Errol, and he was just singing. Mark Noble stood up and he started singing, "It's all about you, it's all about you, Noble." And he just had he had all the players, and I got to know Baz, and what a character, what a lovely bloke he is, And I tell you, he does everything from his heart. He's just a lovely, genuine bloke. You know what I mean? And you meet these characters. My mate Tom used to sit with, Tom Down, a cracking character. Ryan, Nicky's brother, Gary. We smell him before we see him. Yeah, I'm not saying he's got bad body odor. It's the old exotic tobacco. But but these are great characters you meet. You know what I mean? Big Dom. He's not everyone's cup of tea. Not my cup of tea. I'll
I
give
love
it
him.
to again. You know what I mean? But he's all right. Keeps taking the piss out of me, but he's a character. You know what I mean? You know, you meet the boats are a great place, to be honest, for meeting some characters as well. You've got Mike. You know, if you're an arty farty type, you'll get on well with Mike. If you're there's a couple of real gangsters on that boat and all, to be honest with you. Some real characters, which is nice. You know, you meet these people if you go out of your way and you speak to people, you know, on the tubes and that. You know, I met a load of West Ham metalheads on a tube once. You know what I mean? They didn't know me, I didn't know them. Next thing, we're in the car and horses together drinking. Do you know what I mean? And all West Ham fans. It was great. He's actually, I can't remember, it's slipped at the minute his name, but his missus is from Dallas, funnily enough, and he's been over quite a bit. I can't remember his name. It's going to bug me now. But he's one of the West Ham metalheads, and his missus is from your neck of the woods, Wayne, over there. And he's going back there. He says, "I'll speak to him at Carn Horses."
His name isn't Steve, is it?
I can't remember, mate. I can't remember. I'll see if I can have a quick look. But they're cracking. You meet these characters, you know, and I'm sure you've got them in your American sports. You know, you go to certain drinking establishments at the Red Sox. You're going to meet people, aren't you? You know what I mean? It's all there. I'm going to see a famous Boston band on Thursday. I'm going to see the Dropkick Murphys, which are big Boston, but they're big sport fans as well. Yeah. Now I'm sure in the you know the big Bruins fans and Red Sox fans. You know, I'm sure in the Bruins world you got all these characters like you have in the football world. You know, in our football world, and you know you meet these people if you go out your way and meet them. And there's some great characters at West Ham, absolute cracking ones. You know. And people are friendly, you know.
That's what I love, man. You know, and that I started with West Ham Fan TV, then watched Hammer's Chat, and all the other channels, but then mostly felt that those are the two channels that had the characters that you want to see again. You know, I love watching Dom's reactions, regardless of what he fucking says. It's always something,
I love
and I love
and
that's but you listen. John's another character you forgot. Yeah, I love.
When he's pissed, he's brilliant. You know what I mean?
Oh, when he's pissed, he's brilliant.
He's too clever for me.
I'll skip through every fucking video and just go to Dom. That's all I want to hear. I want to hear what Dom's and the way he fucking apologizes at the beginning of every fucking video. I'm going to get fucking slated for this. I know I'm going to get fucking slated for it. And I love it.
But the first time I saw Baz was on a fan cam.
Oh, yeah.
You know? And the Tom guy that you're talking about, actually, I think you were literally the last home game of last season when I went into, I forgot the name of the fucking breakfast place.
It was the Golden Grove. And I remember the day we used to have an 8 a.m. breakfast club. So it would have been very early. It would have been about breakfast time. And you were sat near us.
I sat right next, the booth right behind you. I was with, and you were sitting with, I think it was Tom, right? Gio was there.
It was Tom, it was Gio, and it was another really good friend of all of ours called Bez.
Okay, yeah. Because I didn't recognize the other person, but I know I've seen.
He does a bit. He does now and again. Does Bez? He's a great bloke. But we used to meet at 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock, and have breakfast. I'll be honest, them young'uns used to drink the Jaeger bombs at that time, but I can't do that. If you saw us there, that was early doors.
That was a trip, man. Yeah. But my point is,
they're all great blokes, and I'm sure. I was going to say, if any of you, if any Americans, any American fans come over, if you just contact Gonzo for the boat, I'm sure he'll sort something out. You know what I mean?
That's got to be the place to go. I mean, it just looks like a right laugh, and it's only like a stone's throw away from the stadium.
Yeah, because we were talking about Wayne mentioned earlier about having a whole boatload of us, a whole plane full of us coming over for a match, maybe next season or something like that. There's been lots of talk between a lot of us, a lot of the people who also have their own supporters groups here, trying to get as many of us to go over as possible. But we're talking about, okay, well, if we get there, we're not all the same. Some people might like the boats better than they might like the actual supporters club, or that might be their cup of tea if they're like a tourist type, or if they're, if like you said, Carton Horses might be for a more hardcore type of fan, or there's also Carpenter's Arms, or there's Queen's, or whatever the case may be. Like, it's going to be difficult for us in this stage, like when we're planning everything. I was talking to Grawley from St. Louis about this the other day, Wayne, I forgot to tell you. You know, once we get there, I mean, like so far, everybody's experience who's actually from America, who's been over there, has said nothing but nice things about the reaction to them. Like one of the biggest fears from American West Ham fans coming over there and getting slated for being American, you know, and being like, okay, you can't be a fan of the club because you're not from here, or that type of thing. It's, so far, we've not witnessed, nobody I know has witnessed that, because like, especially someone like you, who, you know, has been with Dave, Cam from Tampa, and I'm pretty sure many others. You know, the reception that we've got has been nothing but like, hey, yeah, come on, fucking have a drink, you know, hang out, let's talk, let's shoot the shit, let's watch a game, you know.
Yeah, no, but that's it, you know what I mean? But West Ham's always been, you know, a friendly club. Do you know what I mean? Like it's always been that way. You know, it's a family club, as it were. Yeah. And that's why, you know, back in the day, the old football boys all looked after each other because they saw everyone as family. You know, you read the old books about Bill and you know, Cass and all the rest of them. You know, and Andy Swallow and all the likes of them. But they all looked after. The old thing was back in the 80s, 70s, they all, from what you read and all that, they looked after each other, do you know? And it's a family. Yeah. And I've always felt that. And like I say, I've gone to games on my own for a lot of years. And it was a family thing, you know. And like anyone else, you know, there were years I couldn't go. Bringing up a family, you know, I have 5 grandchildren, I've got 3 kids. And there's sometimes you cannot afford to go all the time, you know. But you've got that family. And then you don't come for 3 years. You come back, it's like you've never been away. Yeah, you know, you bump into people all the time. Even this at the start of the season, I bump into people and I won't see them again until near the end of the season, or you see them at the odd away game, and they don't forget. Oh, you know, do you want a beer? Or you buy them a beer, and you look after each other. You know, and that is, and it all stems to what Wayne was on about before. You know, it's the family thing, and that's why you Americans who have stuck to West Ham, you've obviously felt it. You've obviously thought, you know what, these lot are, you know, God's triers, you know, on the pitch. Off the pitch, they're you know, they're one. They look after each other in defeat or victory. You know, you look after each other, and no, it's good. It's good, and you see that when, you know, with the money they're trying to raise for all the good causes. You know, it's great. You know, it's great to see that camaraderie. You know. Yeah. God, I've
only ever seen the bad feeling against Americans with these little stupid twat of social media warriors that they get the puff chest when they get on a keyboard, and I've never come across it in real life. But when they get on a keyboard, they're like, "Oh, these fucking American wankers," blah 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 blah. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck off. It's like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's it. That's the trouble. You've always got that. You're always going to have them, aren't you? These keyboard lads, you know. But like I say, you come over, and any American comes over, as long as you're wearing a West Ham shirt and not a fucking Leighton Orient or Chelsea shirt, you're going to be all right, you know.
Leighton Orient, who wears those?
Leighton, what Leighton, son? What a fucking shit.
I've actually seen a Luton shirt here before. I couldn't fucking believe it. In Boston, I saw someone wearing a Luton Town shirt. I was like, holy shit.
All lost.
Yeah, it was one of them Luton shirts that buckles at the back like that.
We only have about 5 minutes left, so there was a couple of questions that people had asked ahead of time that they wanted your opinion on. So one of them being, what the fuck do we do with Mr. Arnie?
He can fuck off, the cunt.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you there.
Save that for the end.
Listen. You know, since he signed his contract, he's got so much more money. And what's he given us since for that? You know, he's giving you nothing, isn't he? You know, and it's not there. His art's not there to play like he did. Do you know what though? We fall for it I've never seen this before, but for the last 5-10 years, we connect onto these players straight away. We sing them a song. We idolise them, and they fucking shit on us. Now, that never used to happen before. They used to be with us for years, then shit on us. You know, but at least they were with us for years first. You know what I mean? So I don't like the idolising of them. I actually thought Arnautovic shouldn't have been Hammer of the Year last year. I actually thought it should have been Zabaleta. Arnie had only come for half the season, or he made an impact. But I actually felt it for the whole season. It should have been Zabaleta.
But that's why
it's not the goalie. Something's seriously wrong, isn't it?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Though that's why I think Rice, because Rice puts his heart out there every single match, and he doesn't concede goals as many as Fabianski has this season. I mean, yeah, he leads the league in saves and shit like that. He saved us. It could have been a lot. It could have been a lot worse, but he's not an amazing goalkeeper because he's letting in a lot of goals. Did you watch the rest of the match?
I was fucking there. Let me just tell you this, son. That was a very
rookie mistake. Rookie mistake. Fucking not eyeing Vardy.
That was a very, very American thing to say, though, when he said he doesn't let more goals in. Of course he doesn't, you fucker. He's a fucking goalkeeper. You know what I mean? That was so American. That was your Americanism. You've just let it slip then, son. I had all the respect.
And I'll say, I think it should be fucking Snodgrass because he's come back, he's fought, and if that isn't fucking West Ham, then what isn't?
Yeah, do you know
I thought Hammer of the Year was supposed to be for Hart, though, you know?
Yeah, that's why I'm saying Snoddy.
It used to mean something a lot more. It was when it was voted for, but the fans used to vote for the Hammer of the Year. You used to have your little program, you'd fill it out back in you'll remember Wayne back in the 80s. You'd fill out and the players, but no, they're all good shouts, let's be honest. I tell you what, Declan Rice for me, the Man United game, I saw something special. I really did. I felt I was watching someone going to be really special there. Snoddy, do you know what, Wayne? That is a great call. How you've sold that there. That is a great call, Snoddy. And for me, Fabianski, from day one of the season, we should be losing 10-0 if it weren't for him. We
should be. Yeah. He has won so many fucking games for us.
It ain't going to be Arnautovic. It ain't going to be Hernandez. I don't think Sabo's legs have gone on a few of the games. But what good call. Snoddy or Fabo I like. Or even Rice. Good calls, boys. Good calls. So I can't moan at that. Any other questions?
Yeah.
One
last question is: who would you most, besides Arnie, obviously, which stiff would you like to see? Sold or moved on the most, besides Arnie.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, it is. I'd like Hernandez to go now. I don't want him to spoil his. He has.
You want to get some money for him, is what you're saying.
I want to get some money. He can go. But I have no ill feelings for him. And I tell you now, that at Manchester, he did clap us West Ham fans. He did clap us, but he did clap all the others. And I expect my old players to do the same when they come to play us. So I've no problem with that. But he can go. Like say, Arnie can go. I think at the back, Bonner can go now. We need to regroup. I think Diop's worth keeping, and I can't say his name, Balbrainer. I think they're going to be worth keeping. Krezzy's putting shifts in. Fair play makes a mistake, but you can't help but not like the little scouse git. Midfield. Midfield, I don't know. Noble, I don't know. He still puts it in. He's still there for us. You can't really. I think he's got another season with us at that level. Rice is exceptional. You keep him. Snoddy's earned his place. He can stay for me. He's not next level for us though. Not level. But I'm happy just seeing them compete. I'd rather them compete like Snoddy does, elder players, than next level, and they don't give a fuck about the team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was for that, by the way.
Listen, Nick, is there anything else you want to name drop or you want to promote or anything like that besides
just get on
crossfamous.com and check the Facebook group, check them out on YouTube?
I send a lot of memorabilia to America. I've had no problem.
Thank you, by the way.
I've had people who pay me actually, you know what I mean? So but I've had no problems of people of sending stuff. I've sent shirts. I've sent lots of programs.
You need one of these too.
Oh yeah, look at that school. I expect my envelope soon.
I've got a few of them.
Well, if you drank coffee, I'd send you some Strava.
It'll be on the way, Nick.
No, but if you drink a cup of tea, there's always a cup of tea in England for your son. None of that foreign. The West Ham metalheads. Listen, any metalheads out there, American fans who like their rock and the heavy metal, join the metalheads. Join the metalheads. We've crowd GoFundMe to try and get the club have said they'll let me have a big flag there in the stadium of the West Ham metalheads. Now, currently, I've got a small one up at the Cart and Horses, but they're not cheap, to be honest. Now, I've put
no, they're not.
I've put in quite a bit, and so has a lot the regular West Ham metalheads. I know my mate Stuart Foster, he's put a fair whack in, and a few other lads are. But if anyone could contribute towards a flag, or whatever, you know, but they are quite dear. So we want to get one, but you know, and put it up. But that's the only ask I want really for that. So then at least the metalheads are all represented at the stadium. I don't know if they'll have a Crossdammers one in the stadium, to be honest, but I think that's a no-no. But yeah, join the, like I say, Memorabilia. I've got all the Memorabilia. Follow the YouTube. That's the home of Batman Wayne. We have got a lot more things planned, to be honest. I've got quite a few ideas. I've been playing around with editing and learning how to do stuff myself. I'm all self-taught. We're not all clever posh boys from Scotland who can do everything.
Well, listen, it's been a pleasure, man. I really was looking forward to this for quite some time now. So I'm glad that we got to introduce you to more Americans over here and anybody else from England that you know, watches our show. Apparently, like 50% of our viewers are from England. It's just awesome. It's great. But yeah, we get to introduce you to everybody over here. And Wayne, thanks for stepping in for Lee, who had to work and he's pissed he couldn't join.
My pleasure, mate.
But listen, Nick, thank you so much, my man.
No worries at all, boys. No worries at all.
Come on.